rail routes began today. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina and her Indian counterpart Narendra Modi jointly inaugurated the construction work of the projects through video conferencing this afternoon. Sheikh Hasina joined the video conference from Ganabhavan in Dhaka, while Narendra Modi joined the event from his office in New Delhi. Of the project, the 130-kilometer-long Bangladesh-India Friendship Pipeline is being constructed between Shiliguri of India and Parvatipur of Bangladesh to ensure energy security. Under the railway project, a third and fourth dual-gauge railway lines would be constructed on Dhaka-Tongi section and a double-line dual-gauge railway track on Dhaka-Jaidapur section. Speaking on the occasion, Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina termed the Bangladesh-India Friendship Pipeline as a new milestone in the history of cooperation between Dhaka and New Delhi. She sought India's continued support and cooperation in Bangladesh's development pursuits. The Prime Minister said such intermittent contact between the two countries would further cement the ties of existing cooperation and hope that similar happy events would be upcoming in the days ahead for the welfare of the two peoples. In a speech, Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi said the two countries implemented a number of projects within a short time that symbolizes the good relations between the two countries. Appreciating highly Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina's leadership, Narendra Modi said these projects could not have been implemented without her dynamic leadership. During their speeches, the two Prime Ministers greeted each other on the occasion of their birthdays. Foreign Minister A.H. Mahmood Ali of Bangladesh and Indian External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj, Indian Petroleum and Natural Gas Minister Dharmendra Pradhan also spoke on the occasion.
رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.
The Executive Committee of the National Economic Council, ECNEC, has approved 14 development projects, including procurement, preservation and use of electronic voting machines, EVMs. The estimated total cost for the projects is 12,544 crore and 94 lakh taka. The approval was given at the weekly meeting of the ECNEC, held with ECNEC chairperson Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina in the chair. This was at the NEC conference room in the city's Shere-Bangla Nagar this morning. Of the 14 approved projects, there are 11 new, while the remaining 3 revised. The other approved projects are the Bebza Economic Zone Mirsharai First Phase, establishment of Sheikh Hasina Tat Polli First Phase, upgrading Hathazari Rawzan part of Chattogram Rangamati National Highway into 4-lane project, widening and strengthening of Jamalpur Madarganj Road, third revised project, infrastructure construction and development of Narayanganj City Corporation, the construction of a railway line between Chilahati and Chilahati border, aiming to set up railway link with India, establishment of Agricultural Research Centre of Bari in Gopalganj district, and development of agriculture by strengthening environment, ecology befitting research activities in the country's southwestern region. Borishal, Potuakhali, Bhola, Jhalokati, Borguna, Madaripur and Shariatpur Agriculture Development Projects. Gopalganj, Khulna, Bagirhat, Satkhira and Pirojpur Agriculture Development Project. Establishment of BCS Economic Academy Project. This is the second revised. Relocation of construction and modernization of Bangladesh Betar's Shabak Complex to Agargaon Project. First phase, third revised. Improvement of a drainage system to remove waterlogging in Khulna city, and program for supporting rural bridges project with an aim of developing road connectivity in 61 districts. After the meeting, The Planning Minister, A.H. Mustafa Kamal, briefed reporters. He said about the EVM project, the estimated cost for collecting is 3,825 crore and 34 lakh taka and will be implemented in 3 phases. The Planning Minister said Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina issued clear directives
Employees Welfare Board Amendment Bill 2018, Agricultural Management Bill 2018 and National Skill Development Authority Bill 2018. State Minister for Public Administration Ismat Ara Sadek and Agriculture Minister Begum Motia Chaudhry moved the bills which were passed unanimously. Earlier, the sitting of the House resumed in the afternoon with Speaker Dr. Shirin Sharmin Chaudhry in the chair. In reply to a question, Road Transport and Bridges Minister Obaidul Qadir informed the House that the government has constructed and rebuilt 8,042 bridges and 3,546 culverts to develop the communication system of the country. Responding to another question, Obaidul Qadir told the House that 4,591.82 kilometers of highways were widened to implement Work Plan 2041 and achieving Sustainable Development Goal of the United Nations 2030 and Vision 2021. In reply to a question, Road Transport and Bridges Minister told the House that 39 ferry ghats were updated under the highways network. He said 373 kilometers of national highways were upgraded to 4 lanes in last 9 years. Responding to a question, Railways Minister Mohammad Mujibul Haq informed the House that the government has proposed 67 projects in the 5th year annual plan at a cost of 76,890.51 crore to overall development of Bangladesh Railway. State Minister for Women and Children Affairs, Meher Afroz, told the House that the government has set up 9 one-stop crisis centres across the country aimed at providing necessary services to oppressed women and children in one place. She further said that the one-stop crisis centres provided necessary services to 34,247 women and children till August 2018. Bangladesh Sangwad Sangstha Bill 2018 and Community Clinic Health Assistance Trust Bill 2018 were placed by Information Minister Hassanul Haq Inu and Health Minister Mohammad Naseem. Later, the bills were sent to the concerned parliamentary standing committees for further scrutiny. Meanwhile, reports of the concerned parliamentary standing committees on National Sports Council Bill 2018 and Freedom Fighters Welfare Trust Bill 2018 were submitted to the Parliament. Deputy Speaker Fazli Rabbi Mia also presided over the session. The sitting of the House will resume in the afternoon tomorrow. Dhaka Speedy Trial Tribunal 1 fixed October 10 to deliver its verdict in 2 cases filed over the August 21st grenade attack on an Awami League rally in the capital in 2004. The attack was carried out to kill the then opposition leader and Awami League president Sheikh Hasina. Judge Shahid Nuruddin of the Speedy Trial Tribunal 1 fixed the date today after hearing the closing arguments. The court also rejected the bail of 8 accused and issued an order to send them to prison immediately. On August 21st in 2004, the grisly grenade attack was carried out on an anti-terrorism rally arranged by Awami League at Bangabandhu Avenue during the BNP Jamaat Alliance's rule, aiming to kill the then opposition leader Sheikh Hasina. At least 24 leaders and activists, including Awami League's Women Affairs Secretary and late President Dilur Rahman's wife, Ivy Rahman, were killed and 300 others were injured in the grenade attack. Although Sheikh Hasina fortunately escaped unhurt in the attack, her hearing was affected badly. Then the 2 cases, one under the Explosive Substances Act and another for murder, were filed in connection with the grenade attack. National Unity Process and Jukto Front's 5-point are nothing but blueprints to protect BNP and the convicts, commented Information Minister Hassanul Haq Inu. He said this at a news conference on current political situation at the Secretariat today. The Information Minister said Jukto Front's 5 points demand closure of trials and judicial processes which are evil attempts to push the country out from holding the national election. Hassanul Haq Inu urged the National Unity Process and the elderly leaders of Jukto Front to work to protect the country from the dangers of militancy and other risks. Speakers at a discussion meeting in the capital today said Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina became mother of humanity, giving shelter to over 7 lakh forcibly displaced Rohingyas. They said Sheikh Hasina also brightened the country's image abroad, successfully checking communalism, militancy and terrorism. Bangabandhu Sanskritik Jot organized the discussion meeting titled Why We Love Architect of Development Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina at Krishivid Institution at Farmgate in the capital. Eminent personalities from various professions including intellectuals, freedom fighters, journalists, teachers, students and cultural activists attended the discussion. They expressed gratitude to Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina for making Bangladesh a role model of development across the globe through her visionary and unique leadership.
And now international news. The US is imposing new tariffs on $200 billion worth of Chinese goods as it escalates its trade war with Beijing. These will apply to almost 6,000 items, marking the biggest round of US tariffs so far. Handbags, rice and textiles will be included, but some items expected to be targeted, such as smartwatches and high chairs, have been excluded. The Chinese Commerce Ministry said it had no choice but to retaliate. The US taxes will take effect from the 24th of September. The leaders of Russia and Turkey have agreed to establish a demilitarized zone in Syria's Idlib province in a move that ostensibly puts on hold a threatened all-out assault by government forces on Syria's last rebel bastion. The announcement was made on Monday during a press conference in the Black Sea resort of Sochi, where Russian President Vladimir Putin hosted his Turkish counterpart Recep Tayyip Erdogan. Speaking alongside Erdogan, Mr. Putin said a 15 to 20 kilometer wide zone would be established by the 15th of October. Putin said this would entail a withdrawal of all radical fighters from Idlib, including the Al-Nusra Front.
The leaders of North and South Korea are meeting in the North Korean capital for talks centered on the stalled denuclearization negotiations. North Korea has embarked on an unprecedented series of meetings this year with both the South and the US. But talks with Washington have reached deadlock, with both sides so far agreeing only to very general goals. South Korea's president hopes to be a mediator between the two, as well as boosting the inter-Korean relationship. President Moon Jae-in and his wife Kim Jong-suk arrived in Pyongyang on Tuesday morning for the 3-day visit. They were warmly welcomed from the plane by Mr. Kim and his wife, Ri Sol-ju. Back to national news. Information Minister Hassanul Haq Inu has said that militants, terrorists and cyber criminals should be resisted to make democracy and digital society safe. He said this while addressing a Memorandum of Understanding MOU signing ceremony at Diploma Engineers Institution Bangladesh IDEB in the capital today. IDEB and A2I project under Prime Minister's office signed 2 separate MOU with Ningbo Polytechnic Institute of China. IDEB President A.K.M.A. Hamid chaired the function, which was also addressed by its General Secretary Shamsur Rahman, Director General of Technical Education Directorate Ashok Kumar Bishas and Director of Ningbo Polytechnic Institute of China Dr. Wang Qiu. Hassanul Haq Inu said those who do not honor court verdicts and patronize war criminals are the enemies of democracy. Social Welfare Minister Rashid Khan Menon has underscored the need for bringing the persons with disabilities and the ethnic groups in the mainstream of society to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals SDGs. He said this while speaking at a seminar at the SWID Bangladesh Auditorium in the capital today. Women with Disabilities Development Foundation WDDF organized a seminar on the rights of disabled women with its president Shirin Akhtar in the chair. National Disabled Development Foundation Managing Director Mahmood Amin Ara spoke at the seminar. Rashid Khan Menon said the overall development of Bangladesh would not be possible by leaving behind around 16 lakh people with disabilities.
And our news from the world of sport. Hong Kong are now batting against India, chasing a victory target of 286 runs in the Asia Cup cricket being played out in Dubai. Hong Kong had scored 35 runs for no wickets in 7 overs. That's when reports last came in. Earlier, India batted first and scored 285 for 7 in their stipulated 50 overs. Shekhar Dhawan scored 127 and Ambati Rayudu scored 60 for India. And now, before we end the news, let's take a look at what's making the headlines here. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina and Indian Premier Narendra Modi inaugurate construction of India-Bangladesh Friendship Pipeline for oil import from India. ECNEC approves 14 development projects costing 12,545 crore taka. Government constructed 842 bridges and 3,546 culverts across the country for enhanced communication. Road Transport and Bridges Minister tells Parliament. National Unity Process and Jukta Front's 5 points, nothing but blueprint for protecting BNP and the convicts, comments Information Minister. Trump administration to impose tariffs on additional $200 billion worth of Chinese goods. And Hong Kong are now batting against India, chasing a victory target of 286 runs in the Asia Cup cricket in Dubai.
And that's all from the newsroom for the moment. Thank you for staying with us.